And now, Freelance Heroism presents Return to Ravenloft.
Hey everybody, welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, we just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates at the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier.
Yes,
Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Crispy, Nate, Brickmeister, and Rebecca. Thank you so much, everyone.
You help us make a better show for everyone, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you,
Thank you.
Rachel.
Dees.
Andor.
Andor.
Good show, right?
It's a really good show. I'm not like... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. You go ahead. You know everything. We're all getting out of... Everyone get to the side. Ray's got something to say. Go.
I was just gonna say, I'm not like big into Star Wars, but I do really like the show, and I'm really excited for the next episodes.
Yeah, I'm not really I'm not much of a Star Wars guy. I mean, I know what I'm supposed to know about the lore.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know a decent bit. No, I don't know everything, so don't send me like your fucking questions. I don't know. I don't care. I'm a Star Trek guy, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But even though I think kind of Star Wars is sort of like baby's first philosophy lesson.
Uh-huh.
This Andor like series is one of the best things I've ever seen. It's literally like one of my favorite shows of all time.
Mm-hmm.
That and Rogue One.
Yeah.
That should be Star Wars.
Yeah.
Look, I'm cool. I like that there are these kind of super powerful fucking like knights and Jedis and shit like that are, and the Sith Lords that are like going around killing each other. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Right? But I like them better when they show up for a second.
Yeah.
Right? And they do some gnarly shit. And then they disappear. Like they're important to the story. But I don't want to be riding co-pilot with them for fucking 3 movies. I just don't want that. I just want to hear about them and then have them show up and do some crazy shit like they did at the end at Rogue One. Right?
Uh-huh.
Like when you hear Vader's terrifying and then he shows up and he like throws a dude into the fucking roof. That's awesome.
Yeah.
In the Obi-Wan show when he like grabs the fucking ship and like makes it land and then starts ripping panels off with his brain, like that is awesome to me. That was very cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
But I don't care about him when he was a fucking 7-year-old. I just don't care. He was really fast at like I don't care.
He was really good at driving space go-karts.
He's pod racing champion. Who gives a fuck? Oh my god. Right? So I think that they're cooler when they're... it was like Boba Fett, right? From the movies. It was like Boba Fett was cool because you didn't know too much about him. He was mysterious, right?
Yeah.
Then they do a Boba Fett show and everyone's like, who gives a fuck? Oh, he's the mayor now or some shit? Who gives a fuck? So fucking stupid. So it's just... I don't know. That's my thinking, is that when you have someone really cool, don't fucking pay too much attention to them. You give them... They're like seasoning, right? It helps.
Yeah.
But in moderation. You don't want to like just eat a ball of garlic. That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean they're... Yeah, if the focus is on them for too long, then it kind of ruins a lot of the mystique, I guess.
Like we watched the Obi-Wan show, and I don't think it was bad, but I thought the worst part of it was the fight at the end between Vader and Obi-Wan, which everyone loves but me, apparently. I just thought it was very cartoonish and felt kind of dumb, and there was like all those rocks and shit that felt really stupid. It was really dumb. but the parts where you were like hanging out with Obi-Wan and like you could hear his story as he was explaining it to this kid, and it was very... I think those are better.
Yeah.
There's humanity stories are the interesting ones, the ones about like struggles and stuff, the regular stuff that every person deals with, whether you're powerful or not powerful. Those are identifiable. When it's just guys chopping at each other with laser swords and doing shit that you're pretty certain that they can't do, but they're just doing it now. And it's I don't know. It's like if everyone's Superman, no one's Superman, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why Andor's so cool. Is there's like by the way, a timely piece of entertainment.
Yes.
Very timely.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in it that felt very modern.
Yeah, you could literally just point to a newspaper and be like, "That's episode 6." You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So I just really like it. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend you do. If you're going to season 1, I've heard people say that it's a little slow. I thought it was like perfectly paced. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But apparently, I'm the only one who thought that. So, what the fuck do I know? I think it's great, and I also like this new Disney thing where they release 3 episodes at a time. I wasn't certain. I thought, give me all of them, right?
Yeah.
But this 3 at a time thing is kind of excellent.
Yeah, I do like that. They pace it out really well. Yeah.
Who's your favorite character from Star Wars out of everybody?
In all of Star Wars.
All of Star Wars. I'll let you choose anybody that you know of.
I like what's her name? Clea from Andor. Clea.
The radio lady.
Yeah, the radio lady. I like her a lot.
She's pretty cool.
Yeah. What about you?
She's a down bitch. She's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that about her. She's ready
to rock and roll.
She is. She's there. I think multiple times where she's like, "There's this thing happening. We have to go and take care of it." You know.
I know. And you know what? The more I'm starting to kind of like her more now that we're talking about her. I like. Oh, good.
Just there's like instances where she's talking with Luthen and he's like, "No, we have to do such and such." She's like, "I have to go and take care of this. So you do whatever, and I'm going."
Put your fucking wig on.
Right.
Why don't you go out there and be nice to the rich assholes?
Right.
Yeah, she is kind of dope.
Yeah, I really like her.
She wasn't on my list, but she is now.
She's not as I don't know, in your face as a lot of the other characters in Andor, but I don't know, when you pay attention to her, she's just really like, she knows what's going on and she knows what like she needs to do, and she's not like, "Oh, should we do this? Should we wait? Should we such and such?" She's like, "No, this is what's happening. Someone has to take care of it. I am taking care of it."
I love Cassian. I want to clarify. I do. I like him a lot because it's sort of like the I wish I didn't have to be the good guy here kind of character, which I love.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to be the good guy, but somebody's gonna have to, and I'm looking around, and that's gonna be me. I know it's gonna be me. Fuck.
Yeah.
Right. I like that trope, but I also really liked Nemec from the first season. The guy who wrote the manifesto.
Oh, I really liked him too. Yeah.
Oh, God. I've listened to that clip like 1,000 times. I love it so much.
Yeah.
I think about it all the time. It's great.
Yeah.
But I think out of all the characters, I think Luthien's my favorite.
He's a really good character.
The board.
Yeah.
He's an old man who wears a costume, who's like a double agent, triple agent kind of guy, who's got a mysterious past, and he walks on a cane. You're pretty certain it's a lightsaber, but you can't. So it's like there's like a history there.
Yeah.
That guy. That's the Kaeviir of the story, and I just you always look for the Kaeviirs, you know.
Right.
Look for the Kaeviir helpers. Oh. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. I really do love it, and that's saying a lot for me because I'm not, like, again, not a huge Star Wars dude, but
yeah.
If you've listened to our podcast for a long time, you know that if I shit talk on Star Wars fans all the time. I shit talk to you guys sometimes. It's all in good fun. We're all, you know,
yeah,
we're fans of different space sagas, but this one's pretty good, and I'm just, as a outside observer who's not one of these Star Wars folk,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Do more shit like this.
Yeah.
This, I'm telling you, this is going to be positive for you long term
Mhm.
for your franchise, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna ignore me. I know you are. You're gonna do a show about fucking Darth Maul, fucking I don't know, like versus Boba Fett. That's just gonna be, or I think that's what would be. Would be Boba? No, he was a little kid, wasn't he? So it'd be Django, I guess.
Okay.
Django Fett. Doesn't matter. My point is
Mhm.
that quit doing the cool thing that's so cool that everybody's like, oh, look how fucking cool. I can't wait for how cool this is stupid.
Mhm.
Because after a while, it's like you're just eating like syrup with nothing else, you know?
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Watch Andor. Super good.
Yes.
Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. Excellent. What's the name of the episode?
Okay. So this is Return to Ravenloft, Season 3, Episode 41. We chopped up a horse, of course, of course.
Oh man. Oh man. This is not the first time I've been accused of that. Oh.
Yeah.
The Raven.
Oh.
No.
Oh no.
All right.
Okay.
Well, more power to him is all I've got to say.
Kaeviir's gonna walk back into the lab. Who's that ratchet bitch out there?
That's Rayne's betrothed.
Oh snap.
And then,
Oh.
and then she's gonna look back down at the cube and try not to laugh.
Kind of down the hall. No, we can't go upstairs. We have company right now. It would not be good. Can we go out on the veranda for a second and we'll
Of course, darling, anywhere with you.
You just hear a resolved sigh and then just footsteps go outside.
What do you think? A spring or summer wedding?
I don't know. Are we talking spring 12 years from now? Or just door slams.
She sounds nice. I like her.
So, Dragon Heist Adrie will speak up and she'll say, so, Kaeviir,
Hmm.
Rayne told me that you have an airship.
First person to say it correctly.
Well, yeah.
Yes, airship. Did he do the boat, ship, air, boat, water, boat, air?
Yes, yeah,
ship?
but he said it's not a light in construction, so it sounds like it's more of a traditional airship, not capable of going out of the atmosphere.
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, time will tell.
I would like very much to see your airship.
Okay.
Great. And she's gonna stand up and pick up the cube.
Oh, now.
Yes.
I got coffee. I got one for everyone. I got one for that Rayne. I got one for this Rayne. I got one for this Adrie. I got one for that Adrie.
Thank you.
Got one for
thank you, Victor.
Kaeviir.
No, thank you.
You're outside. What do you see me two Raynes?
No.
Right this way, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna walk through the mirror.
We're
like,
we're going
shit.
now.
Now would be a good time.
Okay.
Can I come?
Touch anything, and I'll throw you off the edge.
I will tell you, he's very, very serious about that too.
This is awesome.
Okay.
Whoosh.
Dragon Heist Adrie is just gathering up like different stuff for her to use to study the cube and just stuffing it into a backpack very quickly.
I'm gonna grab Rayne by the shoulder and be like, "You first." Push him through, just in case she walks in here and sees another Rayne.
That's a fine, sure.
Okay. And then Adrie will hook her arm into Adrie's arm and then pull her through the mirror.
Original Adri has a bestie and she doesn't know it yet.
When we walk into the lab, I'm gonna say everybody careful.
Roll for conscience saves.
Oh no, I forgot about this.
Double con saves.
All right. Regular Adri got a 22. Dragon Heist Adri did not.
I got a 10.
Oh.
17. You're walking over, but you throw it up going back.
Victor actually rolled a 16 base, so.
It's the young kid's inner ear.
Dragon
Yeah.
Heist Adri got a 9.
Oh fuck. All right, let's start from the. Rayne came through first with a 17. As you go through this time, it does actually this time feel longer to go through. Like
longer than the
original trip over.
So it's actually it's like exponential or additive. Okay.
I mean, you feel like almost like the transition dragged this time, when last time it was almost instantaneous for you.
Huh. Okay.
But you still pop out first, and the others come out in the same order. It just, I don't know, like time moved a little, but not really.
Okay.
So, and who was second?
I think me.
Okay. You felt this time you actually legit felt like the mirror almost moved, but it didn't. Like as you're crossing through, the connection almost not broke, but it weakened for the moment.
Oh.
Is it almost like taking a piece of taffy and you start to stretch it, and even though it's still connected, it starts to get thinner in the middle? Or
for him this time, yes. As Kaeviir was crossing, he actually could hear echoes from almost from different Kaeviir voices.
Oh,
that's not good.
Which one's next?
Adri and Adri.
All right. The two go through. OG Adri lands, and it was smooth. She was the one with the 22, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she lands. It was smoother than last time. The kind of the drag was there, but not like last time. It was smoother. The other one felt like her insides completely shifted.
Ugh.
Almost like the first original mirror runs.
She's gonna step through.
She feels like she's gonna hurl.
She's gonna shove her backpack to the other Adri and then look around for like a trash can or something. And if she doesn't find something, she's just gonna puke.
I've seen enough seasickness in my life to know that I'm grabbing a bucket off the floor and immediately passing it over.
And the 14-year-old comes through, 14, 15-year-old comes through, Victor, and I want to do it again. Like, holy.
I'm going to take the bucket and put it back through the mirror.
I'd like to think that the opposing side of this scene is Rayne comes back into the room, slightly disheveled, very, just flabbergasted. He's got like lipstick on his face over here that's smeared. He walks back into the room. He's like, "Oh God, what? Wait, where the hell is everybody?" And then a bucket of puke just comes out of the mirror. It's poured on the floor and disappears.
He just shakes his head and turns around and leaves.
Man.
The mirror's technically still active. Dragon Heist Rayne.
Is my betrothed still downstairs?
No, you were able to convince her to leave.
Okay.
You can look through the mirror and see us on the other side. Because it's still active.
Shit, that's right. That's right. It's not like it just...
Also, Dragon Heist Adri is a rich teenager, so she doesn't think about like, oh, I have responsibilities.
Well, that's true. That's true. Okay, so just I would say yes. I still come in. I still look disheveled, et cetera, et cetera. I see the bucket of puke pour out. I I look through the mirror to see that everyone's on the other side, and I immediately thieves can't to my counterpart on the other side of the mirror. What the hell is going on? To which case, original Rain will thieves can't back. Everything's fine. She came over here willingly. We are going to take a look at our ship. And at that,
Technically, isn't that the original Rain?
well,
There are no
that's
originals.
see, I was
There are
trying
no
to.
originals.
True.
I know. You and me talked about that on the side, and I'm
It's
waiting for the
it's
moment to
Captain
bring that in.
Rayne and
Captain
I'm just giving
Rayne.
shit
Mask
right
Lord
now.
Rayne.
Yes,
I'm just giving shit right now.
So we'll say Captain. Yeah, so Captain Rain and DH Rain will have a thieves can't conversation through the mirror. DH Rain will be assured that everything is fine. I will sit here in the room and I will wait. I will pull a chair up in front of the mirror. Does the mirror eventually deactivate or does it remain active the entire time? Is I guess the question I have.
Until one side turns it off.
Okay. I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to watch what happens then through the mirror on the other side. I'll put it to you this way. If something happens on the other side that I immediately deem as a threat to
You
to
see
DH
Victor with your
Adrie,
coffee.
I'll sip my coffee while I wait then.
No, you see Victor with your coffee.
Oh, with my coffee. Oh, son of I mouth to him. Why didn't you leave it over here? Um so with the mirror, if I reach through it, does it like pull me through? I mean, like, are we able to
Yeah.
transfer things? Okay, so it's not like I can just have him. Well, then wait
Yeah.
a minute. If that's the case, then how does the bucket of puke come
I
through
just threw
without?
it through.
Oh, you threw it through. Okay,
Oh,
that
that's a
makes
mess
sense.
in the lab.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm going to definitely make sure I don't put my
It's
chair in
hers.
that.
It's hers. I'm returning it to
My
the
lab,
owner.
yeah.
We're ensuring that there's no biocontamination
Yeah.
between universes. Got it.
Sure, that would be
Kind of think
responsible about it.
I don't know.
Kind of
Maybe
think
I'm.
Stargate, the way it pulls you.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I'm
There-
overthinking this or not. Is where I'm kind of getting.
If we're using
worried.
Stargate rules, then we have to take a second because Stargate it's got some weird back and forth rules. Like sometimes the rules work
Well,
one
I
way
was
and
talking more
sometimes
about
they
the
change.
pull, the way it pulls you. You can't, you just don't like.
Yeah, it's because on both sides of it are the
Mhm.
same. It's like the same spot, right? There is
Right.
no behind the other side. It's an event
Right.
horizon, so it's
Yeah.
infinitesimally small.
Yeah.
So that was the wrong
Molecularly
wording
small.
then.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
look, Stargate's unclear about how their own thing works. In season 1, it works differently than it works in season 4. So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
whatever.
whatever the physics are going to be involved here, DH Rain is going to stay in DH world,
Mhm.
but is going to remain in front of the mirror, seated, keeping an eye on things on the other side. If he sees that there is a threat, he will probably intervene to make sure that nothing happens to his version of Adri. Otherwise, he's going to be content to at least observe for as long as he's able to observe.
Original Adri will sort of like pat DH Adri on the back and hand her water, her water skin, so she can kind of rinse out her mouth. You okay? Yeah, I just haven't done that, so good to know for future mirror travel.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to deal with it again going back. So, yes.
But it'll be on
Best-
your side.
True.
So this is my lab. It's incredibly dangerous. Don't touch anything.
Oh,
There's
Is
a
it like
plague
the
in
Black
here
Vault
that-
in the Black Tower.
What did he say?
This is like the Black Vault in the Black Staff Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Except better. Because it's not a bunch of
Did
old
you
ass
say
wizards.
plague?
Yes,
don't
there
touch
is.
the plague.
There are multiple vials in this room that, if broken, would kill all of us almost immediately. There is a Knoll vampire in here somewhere. I don't know where I put it. It's on one of those shelves. That's the dangerous shelf over there, and that's the incredibly dangerous shelf.
This
Uh,
is so much cooler than the Ravens lab or medical thingy table.
Mhm.
The
but we
I,
still have tubes.
I question the strategy of pointing out the dangerous and extremely dangerous shelves to the very inquisitive child here, but yes, don't touch them. And I just kind of put my arm, I do the dad thing, and I just kind of push him back a little bit and just, you stay right there, kid.
Gargillus, and I'm gonna open the door and
Yep.
then kind of these are some
Cargill's
guests.
all the ice talks like all of them move over and focus in like
Hey, Dragon High Strategy is going to stand behind Rain.
He,
Victor's like,
he he's on
hey,
our side. It's fine.
Did
Victor,
we
can I go
tell
talk to him?
I
Can I go
mean,
talk to him?
He's
you can,
working. Leave him
yeah,
alone.
All right.
he's security.
Oh shit.
Gargillus, these are going to be some temporary guests.
Understood, boss.
All right. Let's take
His
a
eyes
stroll
all
out.
narrow. Password.
They'll give you the password later. Oh, you want it from
Understood,
me?
boss.
Pineapple.
There we go. And he floats back to the library.
If you'll come with me. Just
And we're
Uh,
walking and we're walking.
these are the bed chambers down here. There's everyone's individual room. These are
Mhm.
our kind of go cubbies. We don't really use them. Sometimes we use them. We designed them to be used, but nobody uses them anyway.
Oh.
It's for missions. So you put your gear there. We have a staff that will prep our to go set. So
Mhm.
everyone's got some potions and we got some gear. If it's cold
Nice.
weather, we got some coats and stuff like that. We'll go ahead and set them out. We don't really use that. Is a good idea that no one has used. Upstairs, we have the open deck.
Where is the engine?
There's no engine.
What powers this?
The wind
How does it stay aloft?
uses heated air that actually, when it expands, creates a lighter sort of density, allows to fill up the balloon and lifts, and then we use the current in the air to allow us to move. And because the shape on the outside is so friction reductive,
Mhm.
it allows us to, like a knife through the wind, which is actually much more efficient since there's less drag than in the water.
What's heating the air?
Oh, we have a cauldron. It's not really an engine, just
It's a
just
one
hot.
cauldron?
Yeah.
Is it a magic cauldron?
Yeah, we use magic to heat it.
Okay. I want to see
Yeah, I
that.
told you magic.
I mean, okay. I mean, it's sort of boring. It's just like a fire.
Well, it
Like
has to be.
in a chamber. It just heats and it goes through tubes,
Mhm.
puts the tubes straight up the lines of where the chains are up into the balloon. Balloon heats, and that's lift. And when we need to reduce the amount of heat, we have a cutoff valve that opens off to the side, releases the heat off to the
Mhm.
side and not directly into the balloon, cooling the air,
But
reducing the height.
it has to be giving off a massive amount of heat. So you have to be shielding for that so it doesn't damage the rest of the ship. And you have to have something, your tubes funneling the heat.
Mm. We had some engineers come in and do some work on the old house. This used to be a house. Did you know that?
It does have a bit of a house-like structure.
It does, doesn't it? A lot of people don't recognize that. That's very nice of you to notice. Hey, let's come up on. Oh, you wanted to see the fire. All right, let's go see the stupid fire. It's towards the back at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Sort of keep the fire at, I guess. You wanted to. You've seen a fire before.
It's what's powering this entire thing.
It is very lightweight, really. And take it to the back, and we open these like steel shutter doors that no one's ever asked about before. Just open them, and there's a like copper with sort of more reflective metallic interior cauldron that has bands that kind of wrap around. Said, and what we do is we Cast a fire spell in here.
Mhm.
It sort of amplifies the heat in this tight containment unit. That
Mhm.
heat then, when required, exits right up through there.
Do you have runes or sigils to amplify the heat?
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
It seems like a lot of work for a single cauldron to do. That has to be very sophisticated.
I think you're overthinking it.
I love the fact that Adrie is shit talking Kaeviir's engineering right now. This is the most fun I've had in weeks. Is listening to her slowly kind of pick away a little bit of, yeah, but that's really inefficient, or that shouldn't
Well,
work that way, or why the hell did you do it like that?
you said you had some engineers put this together.
Well, it was my blueprints, and then I
Mhm.
had a bunch of people. Engineers is maybe a bad word. Metal workers,
So what kind of heat loss are you looking at?
probably quite a bit, but it requires very little power in order to operate.
Mhm.
And a fire inside here can be left to burn off of more traditional means like wood, or I guess we could use some of these super gases that we have over here. I was told that these are used for amplifying temperature in furnaces.
You just have these sitting here?
Yeah.
And you haven't been using them?
No, we don't need that much. We're just literally coasting around.
But think of what you I could rig up something really fun with this.
Yeah. Get me some blueprints.
Okay.
Can we go upstairs now? Are you done looking at the fire?
I'm not done looking at this, but I'll look at it more later.
You have other things to look at too. I want you to remember some other things that are more, I don't know, maybe important time wise.
Yep. The cube.
Right. I don't want to come back there and see you draw on a map.
This just seems like it just seems like you've got a lot that you could do here and you're not really doing anything with it. I
In all
just wanna
fairness, I
say
got
that.
it back a month ago. So hadn't really had a lot of time to work on it. See, because I built it and I didn't even get to launch it until after it had been launched by someone else.
Someone else, what kind of a jerk launches your own ship?
I know. That's why we traded him to a wizard for some magic beans.
We did not trade Victor for magic beans.
Holy shit, you traded me?
No, I'm saying we
I got
didn't
two whole beans.
we did not trade you. And Dragon Heist Adri will go, you have a Victor too. Isn't he like the worst brother?
Not anymore.
He's your brother?
I want to go home now. Y'all are jacked up. This ain't fun no more.
That's why you got that little attitude on you.
Yeah.
Remember that next time someone tries to launch a ship without permission from the owner.
You
He
think
just starts
that's
walking off.
In all fairness, I was dead. I wasn't even alive when he launched my ship, which I thought was really disrespectful.
Yeah, if you think that's weird, when I met him, he was younger than you are right now.
His eyes get a little more wider. Oh, mirrors.
Well, this one's not mirrors. This is more like a vat of a blue goo.
Gross. All right,
Yes.
show me whatever you think is more interesting than this cauldron heat engine.
Okay. I'm gonna take her up to the top deck. That's your mom.
Oh no.
Yeah, on top deck is Relena and Thrasta sparring. When they look over, they stop.
Someone's attacking my mom?
That's my
And
daughter.
she's going to run over. I have to look up what actual I don't remember what Dragon Heist Adri can do.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, I could thunder wave Relena off the ship.
That's my daughter.
She's attacking my mom.
They're sparring.
Is this my
Thrasta
mom?
It's your
looks
mom.
over.
Adri will the other Adri will speak, but she's like, she's from my world. She's not from your world.
This is getting interesting.
Fire not looking so cool right now, huh?
Relena looks over. You see her immediately point at the young Victor.
Mm-hmm.
The hell did the wizard do to him?
We got to get some more beans, and I'm gonna elbow the kid.
He just horrified looks up. They're right. You're a bigger dick than Raven.
And don't you forget it. And you tell all the ladies in fucking Waterdeep that that's the case. They say the profession will be swinging the spider. You know what I mean?
Did you legit steal another Adrie and Victor from another world?
Didn't steal. They came with us voluntarily.
I wanted to see the ship.
Put them back. Not Adrie, the kid.
Oh, yeah. When you grow up, you guys kind of have a thing, or well, this side has a thing with that girl who's my daughter who didn't tell me, and I had to find out on my own. And then we traded you for some beans to a wizard. And I ate them. The beans, not the wizard.
His eyes just get like.
It wasn't really about the beans. We just wanted to get rid of you to the wizard. And I'm going to look down. Like, and now we have another you to trade to another wizard.
I'm going back to the mirror. You guys suck.
I'm going to grab the kid and be like, we're messing with you. Relax. Relena, would you like to come see your prepubescent boyfriend? Sorry.
Isn't this Victor like 17?
I thought he was a kid. I thought he was a little kid.
He's like 15.
Okay.
Oh, well. Whatever. He's little.
She walks over and takes Victor. Let's go this way. I'll explain more things to you. I gotta keep you away from Serena.
There's so many weird things going on over here.
Like
she's already having enough time missing the other you.
I can't wait for Brandon to show up. Hey, guess who? It's Skeleton Brandon.
It's like a weird episode of Three's Company or something. It's like, oh God, Rayne's got to go hide behind the couch. So when Mr. Roper comes over, no one finds him. It's like, oh, geez, okay.
Thrasta walks over, begins to walk around the other Adrie.
The other Adrie is like trying to stop crying. She's very upset.
What, DH? Is she?
Yeah.
She hugs her. You lost your mother too, didn't you?
She disappeared.
Yeah. It seems we have a bad habit of doing that in these worlds. Do you at least have your father?
He disappeared. He went to go find you.
Ah. I'm sorry.
When I saw you and then he said you were my mother, I thought you were my mother.
Yeah. In a sense, I am. Your father is Ludo, right?
Yes.
Okay, then yes.
She looks
All of a sudden, we've got an episode of Maury Povich on the fucking deck of the ship.
Do I need to ask why you brought? I'm glad to see you. I'm glad we can see each other.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there a second Adrian?
I wanted to see the ship.
Ah. Definitely faster than a horse.
She thinks she can make it faster.
Well, I'd like to believe my daughter's smarter than you.
This one.
She's
Maybe.
gonna glare at Kaeviir.
At certain things.
If you guys are good, I may have to go fetch your father.
He's here too.
Yes.
She's gonna look at the other agent and be like, you're very lucky.
Not really lucky. He got turned into a vampire for a long time, and we thought he was dead a lot longer than I was.
You got a vampire dad?
Oh, just so that we all make a mental note of this. Becoming a vampire doesn't make you any better at chess or playing instruments. So sort of not really relevant for his skill set. But we did keep your dad in a jar for a while.
The rest is like, I don't want to know.
I think this is a real open deck of the ship where we're really sharing a lot of things. And I think that makes us good people.
Didn't you make me and Ludo promise not to bring more elves on board?
This was yeah.
Because you didn't want them crafting things. Yet I believe you
No,
brought
I didn't
her
want
here
I didn't
to
want them
craft things.
I didn't want them speaking in poetry and carving like leaves into the side of the ship.
turning the bow of the ship into a trellis.
Yeah, it's like I go take a leak and come back and they're all talking like lo lo. And there's
It's
amber light cascading through everything and
Everything's covered in ivy and lilies as
It's
far as
just-
the eye can see.
Rivendell all over again.
I just imagine Kaeviir has special dispensation aboard his own
Have you or your crewmates been assaulted by a gang of saucy poetic elves?
There's a pond with a
You may-
waterfall off the side of the ship somehow.
You may be able to receive financial compensation as part of a class action suit from go fuck yourself, and shut up.
Oh.
Can we do that commercial? Remember when we do those fake commercials?
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
funny.
Oh,
All right. Dragon Knight Adrie will kind of take a breath and she'll say, all right, well, I need somewhere to study this cube.
feel free to use the lab if you need. If there's any tools that you need, I hope you have them.
I'll be fine. She'll walk past him and into the lab.
So I think that went well.
I don't think that went well at all.
Yeah, that may be the first time you really just not read the room correctly.
She got to speak to her mom.
Yeah.
No.
She's been
No.
missing her mother, and I gave her the opportunity to talk to her and see her again. And even though that right now, at the beginning of this interaction, it's going to be tough and emotional, later on, you're going to see that it will help us grow into better people. I've done this before. We're fine. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. Sometimes it needs to be off. Look.
But that hasn't resolved anything.
Nothing's resolved, but there was nothing that we could have done outside of go find her over there. It takes time. You remember when I promised you that I'd go find your mom? Didn't happen right away.
Right. And then
But
you
it did.
kept me from helping find her.
For a reason. We weren't certain which mother it was. There's danger inherent in that. And we knew that we had cleared this one so that when she came through to talk to her, she was in a safe spot. Now she's back there. She's going to take a moment to think about it. And I promise that sometimes you want to say something and you can't see a person. A facsimile will help. You know? Look,
I guess
kids, I'm going to look around at a bunch of fucking like under 100s and be like, just ride with me on this one, okay?
All right.
Adrie's mom is several centuries old.
Yeah, centuries.
So she's not under 100.
Whatever. So you all look under 100 to me. I'm just saying I would card you all before giving you a shot of mega alcohol, which you can't even have until you're 3,000.
Adrie's gonna look over at her mom and she's like, "Can I go with you into town?"
Yes.
Okay.
Well, probably I should go ahead and set sail for Ilyuk, correct?
You're at Ill Oak.
Oh, we're already there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, in that
They
case,
had Brendan fly that way.
Oh, okay. I missed that part. I'm sorry. Okay, well then go ahead
All
and edit
good.
all that shit up.
No worries.
You need any support down there, Adri?
No, I think we'll be fine. I'm just gonna go get my dad and
Okay.
take care of a demon horse.
If I'm going to walk up to Adri, if you have any trouble with any of the local guard, tell them Master Kaeviir says that you're to be taken care of. They'll know.
Okay.
All right.
All
Good
right.
luck with your dad.
Thanks.
Glad I don't have to go deal with him.
Mm-hmm.
You have fun.
I will.
And promise me that I promise you this whole thing's gonna work out. Trust me.
She's gonna shake her head and then go
Why
meet
is she
with her
not
mom.
trusting me all of a sudden?
Because she just saw herself become very upset.
Everybody's like this with me. Everybody rooted for the evil Kaeviir, and I was right. And then everybody was like, "You're never gonna get your daughter back." And then, sure, here she's walking around on the deck fighting with your mom, who I said I would get back, and she's back. Fucking now we're all gonna doubt me. I told you guys I was gonna make the house fly. No one believes shit I said, and then all of a sudden we're here coasting around on it. And
You didn't tell
judging
anyone
my
you were gonna make the
engine
house fly. You
design.
kept that a secret, and then you
I
were
ran
like
chains
moving
through
chains.
your
You
room.
didn't tell
All
anyone
of the
what that was
clues
about,
you needed
though.
were there.
That's chains do not equal a flying house.
I had fucking engineers or fucking like seamstresses and shit sewing leather.
All
for
you
fucking
talked about
months.
was putting chains up through walls and into people's
I put
rooms.
a wagon wheel, like a steering fucking column for a
That is
ship on the
not-
side of my lab.
That's not your lab that nobody was allowed to go into.
They were in there all the time. That's why I put the zone of truth in there. If it was just me, why would I put it in there?
So
How's the weather, Nate?
This is going to be really weird. I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but boy, I wish I could talk to myself right now. I'm going to let you two work out whatever it is you need to work out, and I'm going to go assess the ship and make sure everything's still in order. I'll be around if you need me.
Okay. I'm going to go head into the lab, but I'm going to be quiet while I do, not to start a conversation unless she wants to have one. He increasingly louder, you know, like when you're trying to sleep and somebody's in the house walking around and slamming doors and like, you know what I mean, like just increasingly louder until somebody says something. Just opening and closing books.
You just start unnecessarily clearing your throat at louder and louder and more frequent intervals.
do you have more than one lab on this ship?
Why?
Because I thought you said I could go to the lab for some quiet to study this device. And clearly this isn't the quiet lab.
1 second. I literally made that noise and it fucked something up in my throat.
Oh no.
You ever have that feeling where like your throat gets really dry?
Mm-hmm.
That just happened. Sorry, and then everyone's talking. I was like,
I'll be right back, but I'm still listening.
Okay.
You're upset.
Very astute of you.
Why?
Why am I upset?
Yeah, I want you to vocalize to me what is the thing that is making you upset.
Because you said, hey, look, it's your mom, and it wasn't my mom.
I think it wasn't actually your mom. I think we were on my universe. I think that was pretty clear. I think that you
You're
wanted
unaware
to see...
of how my mom disappeared.
Yeah.
So
You told us
it had to do with the mirror.
it had to do with
So
the mirror.
the fact that I traveled through a mirror and then you said, hey, look, it's your mom. It could have been my mom.
Well, it's not. Just like my daughter isn't really my daughter. She's from a mirror as well. But there's certain subtle truths that exist across all of these realities. Things that maybe are the same across two forms of a thing or person. I think that Mike Kaeviir on your side cares about you greatly. All of you. And I think that's one of the similarities with us, is that we do genuinely care about you. We don't want harm or anything, but your reality of your mother disappearing has not changed at all. The situation is the exact same before I was here, and it will be the same after I'm gone. Nothing's changed. You weren't crying when I first saw you. So what's happening right now is that there's just a moment where you were made aware of what you really wanted to see your mother. And instead of taking an opportunity to speak to them and to hear what is a very likely similar response back to let her know that you care about her, you think that I took something from you, but I've changed nothing of your situation at all.
You gave false hope.
I think you were waiting for that false hope and took the first opportunity to have it.
I don't think I made a leap in what just happened.
I think you did.
No. My mother disappeared with a mirror.
Well, I didn't
You
know it was
said,
with
hey,
a
that's
mirror.
your
I said,
mom.
hey, it's your mom.
And then it looks just like my mother.
As all mirror people do.
Mm-hmm.
Or most. Look, I think that if you take this as a positive as opposed to a negative, you would start to think, what are the things that you'd like to say to your mother if she were in front of you right now? And what would you like to hear back from her?
I'd like to hear back. Oh, it's wonderful I found you, Adrie. Me and your father are coming back home with you. That's not going to happen. Not with her.
You're expecting a miracle from me.
No, but you're the one who
Then why are you
set
judging me
this
for not
up.
delivering
You
it?
set this up. You could have
wanted to
warned
come
me
here. I didn't even
to
tell
see
you
your
to.
ship.
And I showed it to you.
And you dismissed me wanting to study the cauldron because you wanted to take
Would
me
it have
up
gone
on deck so that I could have this moment of false hope.
Take a moment. Think about it to yourself. Stare in that mirror if you need to. But just think about whether or not I told you she was here or you stumbled across her when you were doing your inspection
You told
of
me
the
she
ship.
was here. You said look, it's your mother.
I think if you think about it, you'll take this opportunity. There's a chance to speak to someone that you might not see for a little while. I mean, I'll take a book and close it and then walk out.
You're just going to go back to studying the cube.
Where did you end up, Rayne?
I imagine I went back to to the wheel to check in with Brandon and make sure that everything on board the ship is in order. Because we're currently so I guess that's a good question. Were we
You're
parked up in the air or are we
mm-hmm.
like okay,
Yeah, you guys
so
are up in the air.
everybody that's heading down is going to I'm not being asked to land the ship, am I?
Not that I know of yet.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, in that case, then it's just I'll check in with Brandon, see how things were with the ship went while I was gone, if there were any issues, anything that needs to be addressed mechanically, et cetera, and just kind of make myself available for whatever anyone needs me to do right now.
All right. Brennan looks over. Captain Rayne,
Brandon,
welcome
how?
back
Oh, thank you.
again.
Yeah, this is getting to be weird, but
Can I just say it's Brendan, not Brandon?
Brandon.
So, um, did you have a double come with you too?
No. My counterpart on that side apparently chose to stay over there, although I think he was otherwise engaged, no pun intended. Um, seems like a nice enough fellow, little pretentious, I suppose. Definitely not a pirate, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised about that. But comes from apparently a seafaring family, so I guess he still got it in his blood.
All right.
He's some kind of politician, which I don't know that sounds real boring to me.
Well,
But yeah, you know, it's weird.
it can't be a bad life. I mean, like you said he was engaged, so it can't be a bad life.
I kind of got the feeling from him that that was not necessarily something he was looking forward to.
Okay.
Which, yeah, to each their own. Nice enough
I
guy.
mean,
Yeah, I think he's doing all
Paul.
right over there. He's well dressed and coiffed and all prim and proper. He's got a really weird accent. He must his version of him must come down from the way southern Sword Coast is all I've got to say. But you know,
Okay.
yeah, I think I may finally be getting the hang of meeting multiple versions of myself and other family members.
All right.
This kind of weird
Did,
stuff goes around here all the time, doesn't it?
did you meet another version of me?
Yeah, in a manner of speaking, yeah, we did. Um,
All right. Was he alive or was he dead like me?
oh no, well, yes, and then no. He was a bit of he's a bit of a problem that had to
He
be
never got corrected like I did.
cor- who corrected wait, who corrected you?
They didn't tell you the story of the Dark Lady?
Kid, I'm still trying to catch up on a whole lot of shit.
Oh no, I got curse blinded and taught the errors of my ways of following the lawgiver.
Oh,
Yeah.
is
They
that
they
how
left me
you
with young Victor for a while alone. They had me convinced Adrie was the Dark Lady and this high evil goddess.
huh, okay.
It's
And
kind
then
of become habit to call her Dark Lady now.
she kind of was for a little while. That's kind of a
Yeah,
weird
that
coincidence.
Kess was scary. I thought she was dark before the Kess thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But you seem to be doing
Mm.
all right for yourself. Look at you,
Yeah,
first mate of the ship now, and
I don't get
learning how
shot
to
out of a
fly.
cannon no more.
Well, I think that probably shouldn't have been happening to begin with, but that's just me. Anything interesting happen while we were gone, or was it pretty much par for the course?
Mainly par for the course. I mean, that gargoyle thing landed on deck, but It had a message for either it asked for you, Adrie or Kaeviir.
Uh-huh.
So
Well, wait, did it have a message for all of us or just for the one that Adri had?
it asked for any of you.
Oh, okay.
So it must have been activated.
Hmm.
Victor used to do that when he would leave a message. He'd leave it so it would magically activated by a certain person.
Hmm.
It was
Okay.
so Serena couldn't read the messages he'd give Helena
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
Nick.
Hmm. Okay.
Serena was so mad when him and Nick would pass notes to the ship and she couldn't read Victor's response.
Huh. Yeah, kids being kids. What do you say? Well, uh,
Nick's
anything?
been pretty quiet though.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, I suppose
Yeah,
he might be still a little down in the dumps. You think he needs a pep talk?
I don't know.
Or you think he just needs some time to sort things out?
Probably time to sort. He's a strong guy.
Eh,
So,
well, do me a favor. If you see him struggling a bit, let me know. And if there's something I can do to step in and help, I will.
all right.
No man on my crew gets left behind.
I appreciate that. What about skeletons?
Um, Present company included, yes.
Right out, Captain.
All
Oh,
right. Well, I guess since we're parked here for a bit and not going anywhere, this might be a good time to go ahead and do a little bit of an inspection. We'll check the rigging and evaluate the cells and see if anything needs any repairs or upgrades or anything. We apparently have a fairly skilled engineer on board now, so uh, we might be getting some upgrades. I heard a lot of talk about our system of flight and our engine, so to speak, and I'm don't get me wrong, having a faster ship wouldn't be a bad idea. Speed usually is a good commodity to have, whether you're on the water or up here in the air.
Oh, I'm sorry, Captain. Is my ship not fast enough for you?
That is not what I said.
There's an extra dimension of travel, I thought, for a common mortal like myself to go ahead and do something so vast and impressive. Was staggering last week, but this week apparently is not good enough for the great Captain Rayne, whose double is in politics.
Hmm.
See this, Brendan? Never run for anything.
Is
They'll
this
never appreciate you.
is this coming out of the tube nearby?
No, I left out of the
Oh,
lab
that's right.
to
That's
Adri.
right.
So I just
Sorry.
came up here with a book that I don't even want to read.
Eh.
Master Kaeviir,
Mm.
your young kobold companion has gotten into the sweets in the kitchen. I think they might all be gone.
He's probably gonna
He
be sleepy.
he is last Calgera said he was in a coma under the table.
I don't think he's really in a coma. They'll just make him sleepy and then have diarrhea. Yes, that's
Luckily, I can't
absolute.
smell.
Since we're locking people into things, all of the people who failed their checks last time pooped it up later. That's lore now. Cannon fired like a cannon.
Colon cannon. For the record, I'm not saying that this ship isn't fine. It is a very dependable, very well built, very well engineered contraption. It flies, which is not anything you can really say about much of anything else we come across. So that in and of itself is astonishing. That being
The tone
said,
of your voice says that it's less astonishing now than it was.
well,
Okay.
to be clear,
This is why we contract our employees
a
because they get the flight of fancy. They made some bitch from a mirror, and all of a sudden, now it's the
you
ship could be faster,
don't
Captain. Blah blah blah. You know. Yeah.
Did you or did you not seek out her help in figuring out how to use that cube thingy?
Absolutely. Look, I'm not
Okay.
upset by it. I'm upset by your lack of inspiration or feeling of being inspired by my vertical flying ship. You know? Okay, so
Ah,
look, Brandon, if you could, I'm gonna hand the book that I don't want. I needed something to get out of the room. Just if you could take this back, that'd be nice. Thank you.
I get to go in the lab, sir.
Codename Pineapple. Don't touch anything. Put the thing in the corner. I'm changing the code word after today.
stay away from the shelves.
All right. He begins to walk down.
Captain, what do you think? What are you thinking right now? You've done 2 mirror trips now.
Uh-huh.
One of them went sort of negatively. The other one's semi-positive.
Yeah, if not awkward and strange and
Hey man, you're getting
slightly
married.
tense.
How do you
Yeah,
feel
man.
about that?
Well, I personally would not go that route. My betrothed is the sea, or in this case, I guess the air now. That being said, I strongly got the sense from my other self that he was not as on board with that whole marriage thing, maybe as his other half was there. I just really got I know my own body language, which is a really weird thing to say, but that was not the sign of someone who was enthusiastic about what he was about to go through. So yeah, he's complicated, I think.
I'm gonna have Kaeviir sprawl out like on the bench behind the wheel. I'm like, it's always nice to gossip about yourself, isn't it?
Well, I guess it's kind of the first time I suppose I've done that,
You'll get used to it.
which would imply we're going to do this a whole lot more. Is it
Absolutely.
really something you ever get used to, though?
I mean, sometimes it can get worse. I mean, both of the first yous that you met didn't become an extra dimensional evil who tried to poison you with their exploded corpse. So
True.
that's a positive. And we haven't had an attempted poisoning in months. That's excellent. That's just a good run for us. I mean,
Hmm.
normally at least a month, once a month.
Okay.
Didn't you
Well.
attempt to poison everyone like a week and a half ago through dinner?
You're not here.
Oh,
She's listening through the tube.
No, she's on the bottom of the. She got off the ship to go to town. So that's a long distance for a tube. Um.
Ah,
So I mean, all things considered, it's going okay. Probably could word some things better, maybe.
well,
Rayne, let me tell you, you
eh,
never want to get old.
eh.
Not real old, like not like you old, but like old, old, like really old. Don't do it.
Well, I don't know that I necessarily have a choice in the matter. I can't stop aging, and while I'm certainly not going to live as long as Adri and apparently you, uh, I don't know. I kind of think of myself as like a fine wine. I just get better with age.
Thinks that too.
Okay. All right.
Hmm. How is
Hmm.
she down there?
She'll be fine. She's not fine now. She will be.
I hope so. She seems nice.
You ever lose anyone, Rayne? Someone close?
Yeah. Quite a lot of people, actually.
You had the opportunity to speak to someone again, would you?
If I had the opportunity to speak to them, yeah. There are a lot of things that have been left unresolved in my life that I'd like to have conversations with. I didn't really get to know my sister because we got separated. There are many crewmen that I have been on the sea with, that have come to think of as family, that have been lost for one reason or another, that I wish I could have one more beer with. But
What if you could?
well, I'm not a whole uh, expert on this whole mirror thing, but I think there might be a slight difference between having the opportunity to talk to someone I lost and having the opportunity to talk to someone who is a reasonable facsimile thereof.
If the person that you wanted to have a beer with, the person that's in your mind right now when I'm saying this to you,
Hmm.
was sitting at a bar and you walked in, sat down next to him, and you had a pleasant conversation, you drank the beer, and then you went off about your way. You don't think there's anything therapeutic or healthy in that?
I could see there being
Just
something positive coming at it, but uh,
think about knowing that there are more of them out there, right?
I suppose there
The
is
thought that
something.
even if you
Yeah.
lost them, they're not lost forever. There are others, there are copies, there are dozens of us, millions of us throughout this place.
I suppose there is something to be said about knowing that there are other versions of myself out there that try and make a difference or try to be a better person or try to make someone else's life a little easier or better. I've also met some versions of people that are not so good. So I don't know. It's a very complicated thing that I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around. But I see where you're coming from.
Think about think about your life, how it could have been different if you made a different choice.
I
Now
can,
know that
yeah.
there's someone out there who did. You could go find them and talk to them and ask them what it was like. You could see
mm,
what it was like, compare notes.
yeah. I
These copies of ourselves make us more complete people. These copies of the people that we care about give us a chance to see things that no person would ever be able to see again. I think there's something to that. And I think maybe people who are young or people who have lived one life or even in the middle of living one have a hard time seeing that, because I can imagine myself juggling in a dirty street, and the idea of that would upset me. It would upset me, the thought. But I've seen a lot of people die. The chance to go back and talk to any of them seems like a blessing, even if it's not 100%.
well, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think the difficulty that some of us might have and completely latching onto that point of view is that you have the benefit of having lived many, many lifetimes. And most of us only get one. It's just maybe a matter of perspective. But at the end of the day, I think in the grand scheme of things, there is something overall net positive to be gained by having the ability to talk to a different version of yourself, even if it's weird and awkward. And even if sometimes they may turn out to be some sort of murderous homicidal maniac bent on world domination, it does at least put your own life in perspective. So I think there's a learning experience in everything we do, but some things are messier than others.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You
Well,
sign here. I'm gonna hold
and
out a piece of paper and a
what
quill.
what am I signing?
Piece of paper.
Do I get to read the piece of paper before I sign it?
Sure.
I take the piece of paper and begin to read it.
Do you speak Draconic?
I do not.
Well, then just sign it.
And scribble. All right.
Thank you, Rayne. I'm gonna roll it up, tuck it in my coat. It's always nice having these conversations.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go take a stroll about town.
You're going down?
Yeah, for a little bit.
All right. Well, if you need anything, you know where to find me.
Keep an eye on our guest.
Absolutely. Both of them, I assume, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll make sure they don't get into anything they're not supposed to get into.
Really don't touch those vials. That's very dangerous.
The shelves will be, for matters of my own personal well-being, the shelves will be secured.
All right. I gotta go deliver a note to someone.
All right. Well, enjoy your trip to the surface.
As mole people, we salute you.
All right, we're gonna pick up with Adrie and Thrasta entering town.
Okay.
Town seems to be nice and calm for an afternoon, except for the tavern.
Uh-oh.
The music is loud. The whole place is singing.
Adri is gonna look at the tavern and then look at her mom.
That is your father, 100%.
Uh.
And he mentioned there was another bard in there, a friend of yours.
Yeah. Vess.
Yeah.
I'm
There's a
gonna
reason why we only let one bard in the party back in the day.
I'm gonna need to talk to her because she only knows Kestrel.
Hmm. Okay.
And then I also Adri's gonna look around for the stables to see if she can spot a demon horse anywhere.
It is tied off to the side,
Oh.
pulling on the reins, trying to get them off the wood. The wooden where you
Of
it's the bar that goes into the ground that where you tie off the horses.
oh the post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, more of a kind of like an N post where the two posts come up out of the ground and there's a T over both of them.
Oh,
So
I'm
kind of like a
sure.
railing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the actual.
It's referred to as a hitching post.
Thank you, sir.
Oh.
Yes.
I knew it was simple and I felt stupid. Thank you for bringing my intelligence not where it should be, but better than it was.
You
So,
talk about a horse neck log? Sorry.
so it eyes Adrian,
Oh no.
just kind of flares for a second.
It spotted me.
There's is like, shall we smite this evil?
Yeah. I
I
brought
like
this.
I like the idea that Rachel goes up to the horse and it neighs at her, and the two of its legs fall off, and it just falls sideways. Thunk.
Yeah, we should take care of this.
Do you want to, or you want my help?
I should do it. It's my
That was the
horse.
right answer. I was going to make you do it.
Yeah. Well, I'll be right back. And
I'll wait.
I'll walk over to the demon horse.
It is loud, neighing louder and bucking, trying to get off the hitching post.
Do I have any spell that can help this horse?
Well, you haven't cast Death Ward yet, so this is going to be interesting.
I did cast Death Ward last game, Let me just take a look at my notes.
Notes.
Let the court show that Death Ward was cast retroactively to December the 12th,
11/17,
2023.
2023. My first note. Adrie has Death Ward up. Nick
She
is in the
says
wagon.
reading a book to herself and not showing anyone.
It is right there.
Can't see it.
All
Sorry,
right.
Your Honor. Objection.
So we're going to see that notarized, please.
Oh Lord.
Who's to say that she couldn't have written that right now off screen?
You would
and
have
then
seen me
tilted and shown it?
right.
Your Honor, move to strike.
All right.
All right.
So she has Death Ward on as she faces down the demon horse.
Yes. I don't think I have a cure horse of demonic possession spell, unfortunately.
No, but it begins yelling in Abyssal now.
I don't know Abyssal. Do you speak common?
It stops. How dare you? Free me.
What are you going to do if I free you?
Enslave.
Yeah, I can't do that.
The other you would have.
Castro would have thought having a demon horse would be really cool. But unfortunately, she's gonna draw her sword.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why we gotta go there? I was
You-
gonna enslave you.
Okay, you can't enslave anyone.
Yes, we can. You and Tommy will do it together. We'll start with that blonde elf back there.
That is my mother, so
I mean the blonde elf behind the blonde elf.
look, I'm sorry I have to do this, but also you're a demon, so you're just gonna go back to where demons go. So
Not really. We don't escape this plane. I'm just gonna bounce into another body that's
okay.
there.
Well, I can't have a demon horse running around, so
Can you resurrect someone else so I can hide in them?
no, I'm not gonna do
You
that.
could cut its legs off so it won't run around.
No.
And then it won't be trapped in another person. You could bury it in its neck up in cement.
Cut your legs off and call you Stumpy.
Just have someone come by and feed it like a spoonful of oats every day. Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism. We really appreciate you coming in and listening. We also really appreciate all the people who support our Patreon. By supporting the Patreon, you're going to get behind the scene uncut clips that you'll get to see sort of like maybe the tissue behind some of the edited, cleaned up content. And you'll get that whenever we have a big block of it to drop, as well as any updates or any information behind the scenes stuff that we think the Patreons would like to know. So if you'd like to support our Patreon and help us continue making the high quality, high octane podcast that you've come to expect, go ahead to patreon.com/freelance_heroism. Thank you. And as usual, the invoice is in the mail. I knew a man who owned a chocolate factory a long time ago, and he had an elevator that could go wherever it wanted, and everyone was real impressed with it for the first week. No, I'm just kidding. Just cut that part out. Kaeviir, and actually, Wonka was a professional. He's the 16th professional. A lot of people don't know that.
Mm.
It was part of our candy operation. To deliver messages to little spoiled rich kids. They were just threats printed on fucking gold wrap.
came up with an intricate system of delivering incapacitating diarrhea to others by making them overeat his chocolate.